Assalamu alaikum everyone, good morning. This is Mekaeel Malik for the Dawn Media Group. I have the esteemed privilege of having Justice Jawad Hassan of the Lahore High Court with me here today. He is probably the most forward-looking judge in all of the high courts in terms of environmental jurisprudence that is coming out for the country at this point in time. Sir, thank you so much for being here and welcome to the Breathe campaign conference. Firstly, I'd like to kind of dig deep into the jurisprudence that you've created and all the work that you've done on smog and air pollution. You've really been a trailblazer both in Lahore and in Rawalpindi. So I'd like to ask you, what do you think is the most pressing concern or the gaping wound, which is why there is a gap between the jurisprudence that is the High Court is delivering and the executive action that is taking place, which is leading to our current situation?
I think, thank you for inviting me. The most important issue is that when we brought the Environmental Act 1997, we have the section 15 and we had to implement that section regarding motor vehicles. Air pollution is defined, air emissions is defined. The law has been there for almost 30 years. But it talked about other issues on environment, specifically on air pollution. While Lahore is the most polluted city in the world, judiciary has done various cases, and I look at positive side of that. The first case which came to Lahore was Anjum Irfan versus LDA PLD 2022 Lahore 555, where a woman brought a case that I live in on the Mall Road, and I cannot breathe with at that time in 2001, that issue came out of the court. Court suggested the government to make rules for motor vehicles back in 2002 and also passed certain judgments. That judgment had a positive impact on the environment EPA to make some rules, regulations. Thereafter, another judgment of, I was assisting in that court, then the judgment of this was Mansoori Shah versus Government of Punjab, PLD 2007, Lahore 403, whereas banning these two-stroke engine rickshaws and all had also some impact on EPA to pressurize them to control emissions from motor vehicles. The biggest source of air pollution are the industrial factories, burning of the fires, the emission from cars, and other effects also, because air pollution is consisting of nitrogen oxide, carbon monoxide, sulfur, lead, it all came. My barometer to all that is, when I was a lawyer, I used to wear a white shirt and I used to go to High Court, Banking Court, Civil Court. By the time I used to come back in 97, 98, my shirt was all, the collar and the street all black from inside. I thought, this is what my life is. If I'm inhaling all, what is going in my lungs? Then I realized 2002, we were giving some judgments. When I became a judge, I wear the same shirt, and after 2 days in Lahore, the shirt, by sitting in the court itself, becomes black. When I go to Pindi bench, the shirt takes 4 days to become black. When I go to Bhavalpur bench, shirt doesn't become black, it takes 6 days. I do it a barometer of what we are inhaling. The carbon monoxide going into alarm highest level. Then when I became a judge, the first petition which I picked up was Sheikh Asim Farooq versus Federation of Pakistan, cited all over the world, giving the first impact of climate justice on adaptation. Plantation of tree. You cannot control motor vehicles, you're not doing things. The only way to lessen the air pollution for our lungs to breathe us is the peri-urban policy. I came first time in the world, there was a time when the minister came in the court, I said, we can't plant trees in jungle or forest. We want trees in the city. They sat down, the urban unit prepared a peri-urban policy where tsunami tree plantation concept came. The Jagir Tareen, who was the minister at that time, everybody came inside, and we passed the judgment that now the entire government functionary will have a peri-urban policy. Wherever there is a land, you have to plant trees, and even to the extent that the Societies Registration Act will also have the house to have 2 trees outside their house. The concept of tree cutting, I talked about the entire laws in Pakistan, the responsibilities of the EPA, forest, LDA authorities, local governments, what their obligations are, what their rights are. So that judgment had a trickle-down effect of plantation of tree, and trees were planted. Second positive thing was, because of that, the tree plantation with PHA was triggered to every city. Then a judgment of Tahir Jamal, PLD 2020, where we were given a judgment to open the motorway to Multan. I directed the NHA to plant trees for shelter for people by quoting the Hadith and Quran verses, because we can stop at motorway and we can go in the cafeteria, but what will the poor people going on the buses? They have no shade to stand. So I asked them to plant Termilia trees, which is the fastest growing tree, and now you can see all motorways to Lahore, Multan, even Pindi to Peshawar have trees around that, which was the effect of a tree. The beauty of a judge and the power of a judge is when you pass a judgment, government comes to you, you give a judgment and a direction that I want to see it every 2 weeks, fix the case before me. I will see it and I'll get the report. So reports are being filed. And tree plantation in Lahore, for example, I live in Kent, you can see St. John's Park. I have planted maple trees. Maple trees are one of the best trees to control, which is like in London and Germany. You can see that on the opposite of there are 40 maple trees. In front of Canade College, Jail Road, Boulevard, Railway Station, so many maple trees we were trying. In mashallah, it's a 4th year of a maple trees, and they have grown now. Though it's a tree of a cooler area. So that was an impact, and it controlled pollution to some extent. Then the judgment was the one last year, it's going to be here now. A 3-year-old girl, Amal Sukhera, came to the court and she said, I am 3-year-old, I don't have a right to breathe, I cannot go to my lawn to play, I can't go to school, they're shut, I can't go to grandparents, I can't go, I'm stuck with home in my iPad. I have a right. So I first asked, can you come to my court? The Constitution has a power to have a 3-year-old coming to my court. The Article 25 of the Constitution says a child of 5 to 16 has a right to education. You are not 5. You are not a citizen. You are not an individual. How can I entertain your case? There was a question I posed. Then I said, in the Khizr Hayat, I ruled out the High Court, any party can come. Doesn't mean to mean a child or a person. A party can include anybody. So we looked into the intergenerational right doctrine of OPASA of Philippines, that I want to protect my environment. We examined the precautionary principles, and also the direction was to direct the government positively to have the rules of 2013 motor vehicle control emission rules. Section 15 says you have to look at the quality of fuel. Number 2, for air pollution. Number 2, testing of the cars, which they are doing now. The car has a sticker. Third is maintenance of the car, which was not done. It was a law came in 97. 18th Amendment came in 2010. The rules were made, regulations were made, implementation was made, all after good news, after Amal Sukhera. I'll share with you the order that the government has now, I got a call to have a sticker on my car. So, because section 15 says no person shall drive the motor vehicle if it doesn't have a testing, fuel and maintenance from the government tested laboratory, and to have a sticker on it. This is a positive impact for Pakistan.